The world of Jujutsu Kaisen fan games and mods. Since Jujutsu Kaisen Cursed Clash was an absolute disappointment, where else should we turn if we want to play games based around Jujutsu Kaisen, or we want to change pre-existing games to focus on JJK? In this video, we're just going to simply take a look at them. If you like this different style of video, like, subscribe, and let me know what fan games and mods I missed. Now let's get started with some of the most prolific fan games on the entire internet. Roblox is something that I feel needs no introduction. It's basically the little big planet of the next generation, and it allows creators to take the Roblox engine and make entirely different games using this same engine. Everything from first-person shooters to arena brawlers to life simulators. It's ridiculous the amount of creative freedom developers have with this platform. Now, obviously, we're going to talk about the Jujutsu Kaisen fan games that exist on this platform. I mean, chances are you've seen one of these games in a YouTube short or a TikTok or whatever. Chances are you've seen a glimpse of at least one of them. I checked out a few for this video. Jujutsu Shenanigans by Also Not Z, which is probably one of the most prolific JJK Roblox fan games. I mean, just look at its player count. Cursed Arena by Mirai EXP. Sorcerer Battlegrounds by All Rage Fan Club. Jujutsu Chronicles by Jujutsu Chronicles, I guess, and Jujutsu Online by Senzo Studio. I spotted a pattern when I was going through these, just playing a little bit on each and not sticking around for too long. These sort of Roblox games fall into one of two camps that I could find: grindy MMORPGs or chaotic all over the place arena fighters. Now, the games that fit into the arena fighters category, while slightly different, all feel incredibly similar to each other. They all have similar rosters too. The last two I mentioned, however, the MMORPGs being Jujutsu Online and Jujutsu Chronicles, I didn't really care for them, as they were like grindy and they weren't my cup of tea. They weren't for me. Now let's take a quick glance at the others I mentioned, those being Jujutsu Shenanigans, Cursed Arena, and Sorcerer Battlegrounds. I mean, a lot of the time the only thing that changes between these games is the HUD and the animations, but there is some slight differences. Jujutsu Shenanigans is the most prolific for a reason. It's relatively polished and can be fun to play for a little bit when you're bored. The animations look nice and it can be satisfying to play, and on top of that, it has pretty destructible environments which are fun to play in. However, the roster is exceedingly small, yet it seemingly has one of the largest player bases for any JJK game, let alone JJK fan games. Overall, it's fun, very pretty to look at, but overall the combat's not that deep. But for some reason, people who play this game have way too much of a sense of ego with this game. It's crazy. Like, jumping in as a noob, getting jumped and then mocked in the chat for a Roblox game is crazy to me. If you are racking over 1,000 kills in a Roblox game, you're either a child or you need to get some fresh air, dude. Like, damn. Anyway, it's just a fun, open arena to mess around and have a giggle with. And, you know, as I say, it looks pretty cool. Just visually, it looks nice. Cursed Arena, it's the same type of thing, just with different animations and a larger roster. But it can also have bosses that you can fight to unlock new characters by the look of it. I mean, it lets you unlock the ability to use the Finger Bearers moveset, which is crazy to me. But just like Jujutsu Shenanigans, it can be a blast to just mess around in. And just like Shenanigans, there are people who've played an ungodly amount. Kids these days have way too much time on Roblox, Jesus. Sorcerer Battlegrounds, yet again, very similar type of thing. Decent roster, cool animations, but it plays just like the rest of them. Like, if I flash each of these on screen, they're almost impossible to differentiate from gameplay alone. But granted, in this one, someone recognized the Kusakabe drip, so it gets a point. When I say they all play in a very similar way, let me explain what I mean. They all have an attack, block, and dash button, as well as special attacks that are on a timer after use. And after a short while, after taking and doing damage, you will fill a gauge at the bottom of the screen that will allow you to change forms, as well as change your moveset. For example, you go from Yuji and turn into Sukuna. They all follow this pattern and are separated only through roster, environment, HUD, and animations. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's a shame that there isn't more diversity between these games and the grindy RPGs that I saw earlier. And speaking of those RPGs and the arena fighters, the fact that some of these games have actual microtransactions in them is beyond me. Yeah, sure, some of them are small and to just get content a bit early, but damn, these Roblox devs are probably making bank off kids playing these games. But to end this section on a more positive note, despite the fact that the Roblox art style is extremely restrictive, I mean, the characters don't even have knees, elbows, or necks, yet despite this, whoever is creating the animations for these JJK fan games in Roblox have serious talent, as well as the VFX artists. Despite how clunky Roblox can look, they can really make it look pretty decent despite the aforementioned limitations of its art style. But I'll say this, there's probably some hidden JJK gems I've missed on Roblox, so feel free to tell me about them below. Now, enough of Roblox, right? I'm a grown-ass man. Another type of fan game that I see bits and pieces of all over the place, it might just be me, that is the fabled MUGEN game. A MUGEN game is just a fighting game running on the open source MUGEN engine. What people do is they'll take some characters from the MUGEN websites and archives, import a bunch of characters together with different art styles and mechanics, throw them in a crusty game all together and call it a day. So I present you with Jujutsu Kaisen MUGEN V6 Game Offline by Dark Knight. It looks as good and plays as good as its title sounds. Since there's not much to say on it, what you see is what you get with this, right? The roster is pretty weak. I mean, the game is just pretty much a smorgasbord of ripped assets by the looks of it from different places. That's why we have a few dupes of some characters, but they all have different art styles, like this Toji and this Toji and this Yuji and this Yuji. And on top of that, all the artwork for the game is either ripped from anime material or just taken from JJK gacha games. Like, all this game is a crusty ass gameplay that looks nasty and plays nasty, and the only fun part is watching the AI struggle against each other since it doesn't even know what to do sometimes. I think I'll leave the Mugen discussion here. As I say, there's not much to discuss about JJK Mugen fan games because a lot of them aren't very good, and they all pretty much look the same. If you want a genuinely good Mugen game that's a standalone that shows up what the engine can do, check out Hyper Dragon Ball Z by Balthazar. This is actually what a fan game should be, especially a fighting fan game. Beautiful custom artwork, fan service done well. I mean, look at it, it's gorgeous. I mean, anyway, moving on. This isn't a Dragon Ball video, it's a JJK video. So let's move on to something a bit more weird I found on my travels looking for JJK fan games. So if you simply type in JJK fan games on Google, chances are you'll run into itch.io. It might pop up for you, it did for me, and I thought this might be a good place to start looking for fan games, as itch.io is a place for indie games all over the world. And well, this is the first result I found. This is Birthday Date by Patchy Studios. You play as Inumaki trying to smooch Yuta on his birthday. Okay, listen, I've played a fair amount of visual novels. I have a couple of earlier videos on my channel even talking about them, but this sure as shit ain't my cup of tea. I am not the demographic for this at all. My type of visual novels are horror mysteries or Lovecraftian nightmares, not Yuta x Inumaki, right? Here's my thoughts actually playing this game. Oh no. Turn that all the way down. I'll do this one a bit differently and go through it my own way. I'm not reading it out. If I was playing any other visual novel, I'd read it out, but not this shit. Be more huffy. Say what's... Okay. Why was this the highest on itch.io? Say what's on your mind. I can't say what's on my mind. If I'm fucking RPing as Inumaki, motherfucker can't speak his mind. I don't know what I expected. Oh no. No. Why is the artwork good? Oh no, this is going to be really fucking long, isn't it? Holy shit, hold up. A cat plushie, a panda plushie. Oh fuck. Panda the best. Cute sugar kid. What the fuck? Holy shit. Oh, why they had... Oh, and there's numerous... There's so many options. Why is there custom artwork? I can... Okay, fucking hell. What the fuck that say? Hold on, what? Jesus. I don't want that. What the fuck did that creepy black text say? What the fuck? Oh, fucking hell. I saw the word zipper and I got so fucking afraid. Holy sh... Oh, Batman. Is it because I said Batman now we're just friends? I didn't save at every fucking dialogue option. Oh, God. Fucking damn it. So that's a spicy cookies. I can tell you now I'm not the audience for this at all. Oh, you can't save at the option, can you? Okay, you can. Cool. Boom. Easy. Suggestive. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm missing an ending? Oh, I'm not doing this shit no more, I can't.
Yeah, that makes sense.
To be honest, jokes aside, whilst this game clearly isn't made for me, okay, I'm not part of the fan base for this at all by any means. I'm not a fan of shipping characters, but on a straight up logistical level, this is a good visual novel mechanically. You can save at any time, there's custom artwork, there's multiple endings and decisions at several points. You'd be surprised how many visual novels mess up these simple things. So from a straight up gameplay perspective and mechanically, it's a good creation. From a narrative perspective, yeah, this is gay as hell. That's enough of full games created from scratch. Let's look at some mods that completely overhaul pre-existing games and turn them into something akin to the JJK universe. Now, let's start with a big one. A complete Minecraft overhaul. This is Jujutsu Craft by Orca-san. On an unrelated note, the mod itself was introduced to me a while ago by the homie Jaded, who also makes JJK videos. Anyway, rate the drip. Only the best skins. Unbiased, of course. This mod is a complete overhaul for Minecraft. Cursors, boom, you've got them. Cursed techniques, boom, you've got them. Cursed tools, boom. Domain expansions, boom. Having 20 Gojos and Sukunas fight each other so intensely that they all pop domain and nearly crash your PC, boom. Basically, this mod just makes Minecraft fun again, and on top of that, it has fan service coming out the wazoo. I mean, it gives Choso a domain, and just look at it. It gives Todo and Kashimo domains, which is really interesting to see. I just can't get over how cool Choso's domain looks in this. It's just really cool. But to be honest, the thing I do in this mod more than anything else is not actually just play the game. I just like watching all the characters duke it out because it just looks cool. It's just entertaining to me, and it makes for decent B-roll footage in the background. There is one major issue I have with this mod, however. Despite the fact that it has custom animations, textures, mechanics, an absolute masterclass in modding, it doesn't allow for me to RP as Kusakabe very well. Whilst it does give you the ability to use a simple domain, it doesn't let me RP as the strongest grade 1 sorcerer and use all his new shadow style techniques. So despite this mod being a literal 10 out of 10, one of the best mods I've ever seen for anything ever, it loses all of its points for the lack of Kusakabe content, and this is a 100% unbiased opinion. Moving on. Now with the next set of mods, I need to ask you a question. Have you ever played Jet Set Radio? No, you haven't? Yeah. You were probably too busy watching Skibbity Toilet or whatever. Well, Jet Set Radio basically got a spiritual successor called Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. Now, these games are about doing sick tricks, making cool graffiti, and running from the police. Well, what's that got to do with JJK? Mahoraga! So yeah, these are just purely aesthetic mods. They don't actually change the gameplay, but still, with the Mahoraga mod and Megami Fushiguro mod made by Zeta Zero, the Gojo 6 size mods from Ohio Channel, and the Young Gojo and Ghetto mod from Godspeed, you can live out your wildest fantasies of Mahoraga and the gang doing sick tricks. But beware, if you make the same mistake that I did, and you make the mods replace in-game characters, because Mahoraga is so huge, the game tries to compensate and makes Mahoraga a lot shorter than he actually is. So I have this adorable ass screenshot here as a result. Just like the previous section of this video, there's not much to say here. The mods are just nice and funny to look at. I mean, just look at Mahoraga blitzing around this map. It's just goofy fun. I mean, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk on its own is a really fun game to play, but being able to do this as Gojo and everyone from JJK makes it more of a giggle, right? Just try not to focus on all the other character mods I've installed here. They're not JJK mods, so they're not important in this vid. So let's move on to the next section. Guilty Gear Strive are some of the most creative mods for cultured people, right? We have some pretty simple mods like recolors that change color palettes like Yuji and Yuta, right? But whatever, they're decent, but they're not peak. One of the most impressive JJK mods I've ever seen is by far this Toji mod for Johnny, created by Man Madi. How do you make one of the coolest characters in Guilty Gear, no, any series ever, even cooler? Johnny? Well, if you want to make him cooler, just make him Toji. And it also uses models from inside of the game and uses them to replicate Wormy being wrapped around Toji's body, which on its own is really cool. But added onto that, the model is using the inverted Spear of Heaven. Like, this mod is just really cool. Just ignore all the other mods I have installed. They're not as important since they're not JJK related. It's just a really cool mod. Got nothing else to say. This is a really short section since the rest of the JJK mods are relatively simplistic for Guilty Gear, the vast majority of which just being simple palette swaps, and on top of that, there isn't many JJK mods for Strive anyway. Now, next set of mods. Like me, you probably think Stardew Valley is just for boring people with too much time on their hands. Turns out, yes, that is true. However, it does have some very intriguing mods. Like, all these mods let you marry your dream husbands from JJK. We have Choso and Nanami mods by Owlpul K, I think that's how you pronounce it. The Gojo mod by Cursed Cure. The Higuruma, Sukuna, but with 4 arms, as well as the Yuji and Toji mods by Yuji Hat. There may be a couple more mods I missed, but feel free to let me know down below. Now, what these mods do is add your favourite JJK characters into this peaceful town. But to be honest, they're all just rude as hell. Toji just wants $5, Choso ignores your ass, Sukuna doesn't like it when I give him flowers or seashells, Higuruma's too busy doing nothing to listen to me and ignores my awesome gifts. Like, all these dudes don't fuck with me at all. Nanami, kinda chillin' though. He just reads books and is pretty nice. Everyone else is just a dickhead. But I can deal with that, but there is one thing I cannot ignore. Stardew Valley modding community. All these husbando mods and no Kusakabe. What the fuck? What are all these modders trying to say about Kusakabe? I'm offended. Still though, these mods are still pretty cool and have some really nice sprite work. Now, I ask you, when you think of modding a game on Steam, what do you think of? The right answer is Left 4 Dead 2. It's Left 4 Dead 2, okay, right? Granted, the only JJK mods we have here are really simple stuff, but it's still nice to roll around Silent Hill or Raccoon City as Gojo, Yuji, Nobara and Megami, the aforementioned JJK mods being by Fish, Kojiro and Serge Bob respectively. Now, the only other mods for Left 4 Dead 2 in regards to Jujutsu Kaisen are stuff like music replacements for the tanks theme and death sounds, but nothing too extravagant or balls to the wall, like there's no Shibuya campaign or curses replacing zombies, which is a shame, but these characters are simple but nice. Now let's get to another highly modded game on Steam, Rivals of Aether. When you want to play Smash but you do not want to pay Nintendo. And on PC, this game has a very active modding scene. This Toji mod by Sora is pretty well made and fun to use. Oh, what's this? Is this a fun and epic Gojo mod by Robo Shy Guy? Whoa, this looks really cool. Maybe, oh, it's just a troll mod. Well, shit. Beyond these mods, there isn't all that many JJK mods overall for Rivals of Aether. Like, there are a couple characters, but that's all that are on the workshop. We've got Yuta and Megami by Dirt Accent. They're okay, but not the best out of the 4 we got here. I feel like the best mod out of these 4 is the Toji one. It's the cleanest, and the Gojo one upsets me the most. But beyond those 4 mods, there aren't really any other JJK related ones I could find on Steam, so rip. Anyway, I guess it's time. This is the outro, right? The vid's kind of done, but not really, so feel free to click off if you're below the height of 4'5". The reason I spent a lot of time focused on the Roblox games in the beginning is because I know how large a role the Roblox community has in the JJK fandom, which kind of gives me mixed emotions, as I have mixed feelings on Roblox games, to be honest. Like, they are impressive in a lot of ways, like the art style that the talented people who make these games are forced to work within is just kind of bland and flat, which is unfortunate. And the fact that a lot of these games are filled with microtransactions irks me, as the main player base is of course children. It just feels weird to me. But pretty much that's it. That's the video. If you like this video, let me know below if I missed some mods for the games I mentioned, or there are some JJK fan games and mods for games I didn't mention. Please let me know. I wouldn't mind doing a sequel to this video if it does well, or doing a similar video but for other anime series like Demon Slayer or Dragon Ball or Hunter x Hunter. But for now, we'll just have to see. That's the video, fellas. Toodles my doodles. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Peace.